Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
What's up?
Happy early 4th.
Eagle soars in the background. Gunshots in the background. Yeah, something like that.
How did mine sound? Was that good?
To be an American.
Oh, man. Doesn't get much better than sipping an ice cold energy drink and appreciating an early 4th of July. What?
You're still sipping those goofy ass energy drinks, huh?
They ain't goofy. They're not goofy, bro. These are delicious.
Okay. I'm glad they're tasty.
They're usually at BJ's. They'll have like 1 week they'll have this kind. Next week they'll have a total different package. See what's up. So, I mean, they still have the Alani News or whatever they're called. Next week it might be something else. I'm down to try, dude. My allegiance does not exist when it comes to energy drinks. It only exists when it comes to America.
Your allegiance is for the flag. I get it.
I
get it. All right. Well, I like to get up extra handsome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
that.
I'm particularly excited for Friday. Not because I'm a big 4th of July guy. Never really have been. But it is also FBF. And I think that's going to be a real good time.
It's going to be a great one.
Yeah.
Do you have anything particularly different / special planned?
Well, first and foremost, we're drinking beers from America's oldest brewery. Shout out Yingling one time for the one time. Love
Yingling. Represent.
1826. Lock in.
Bro.
Yeah.
Those are heavy, dude.
They're nice, dude.
Oh, you might not.
Are you drinking the flights or what are you going with here? Because I have a buddy who used to work for Yingling. He's no longer working with them. He's with a different company now. But the flights are pretty good. That's a pretty good light beer if you're not trying to get too full throughout the day. If I could recommend those.
You know, America became a country because they didn't want someone telling them what to do, Abe.
Fuck it.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
This is, Abe.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Stupid. What an idiot.
So,
sorry,
I might take your flights and throw them in the harbor. I was just
gonna say, throw them in the harbor.
Do
That's fine. The black and tans are pretty good too.
Gotta be quicker.
I do this shit for a living, Abe.
So I'm gonna just make a nice guesstimate that you're doing well over there, Markstrom, and you're excited for Friday.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be good. We got some fun games planned. I think people are gonna like it. So definitely worth swinging by twitch.tv/Markstrom. We'll see you there.
Abe, how about you, dude? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Got some family coming up into town for the 4th. So probably gonna do a nice little barbecue. Always appreciate the day off. Pretty much right after the 4th. My birthday's coming up. I don't like that one because I'm old. So it's a good time of the year for me. It's a good time of the year for me.
Good for you, man. Well, we were just talking about Abe, how he's gonna waltz into his boss's office and demand a raise, and now he's talking about days off. This guy.
Well,
I don't think you understand how it works, dude.
Everyone gets it. It's a holiday.
No, ain't no such thing. It is a holiday, but days off? Nah, not if you want that commish, dude. Not if you want a sliver,
baby.
Oh, Trisha's got him, I think. Right?
I'm just making sure.
Yeah,
you over there?
We all right over there? Everything good? Well, just take him down the hall. She's gonna kick my ass after that. I will mute up, but why don't we get this thing kicked off? What do we got?
We got Abe.
Sure. All right. So this is an interesting one. I want to bring this up because we've talked recently about Epic Game Store and some of the great things that they're doing and how they're making a push to help out gamers in the industry and stuff. And then I saw this tweet from Randy Pitchford. He's the head over there at Gearbox, who does the Borderlands series.
Right.
And they have a new Borderlands game that's coming out soon. So he put out a tweet. And I'll bring the tweet up over here, but it says, Suits thinking about exclusives between Epic Game Store and Steam. Would you pre-order Borderlands 4 on your favorite platform if you knew that it would influence exclusivity decisions? Right? So the selections that you can get here are yes, and I would select Steam. No, and I would select Steam. Yes, and I would select Epic, or no, and I would select Epic. So essentially, I don't care about the exclusivity decisions. I do care about the exclusivity decisions, and then what my favorite platform is are the kind of answers. Okay. So it had about 10,000 responses. It had a lot of views, but not the biggest sample size in the world. But what you're finding is that pretty much either said they do or don't care about whether or not there's exclusives on said platforms. But regardless, as long as they can download it on Steam, they don't give a shit.
Available, I don't care if Epic has it or not.
Correct.
Well, I mean, this is really just a direct correlation with the size of the user base, right? Like, obviously, Steam still has an absolute chokehold on gaming platform downloads, right? And so there's no surprise for me here that people say, okay, yeah, man, as long as it's on Steam, I don't really give a shit. I feel like there's still the number of people that are using Epic exclusively for anything other than a game that's only on Epic is slim to none, right? I mean,
2.7% of the respondents basically said that Epic is their one and only chosen platform.
And only preferred play. Yeah.
So let me clarify this for people who are misunderstanding like myself. Yes, Steam. Does that mean I would purchase it if it would influence exclusive that word?
It's either they care about it being exclusive or not, meaning like,
and it's a yes or a no. Yeah. I do care. The overwhelming majority is yes. Exclusivity. Am I reading that incorrectly or no?
I would have to read the tweet again. You want to read it aloud one more time, Abe?
Sure. Suits thinking about exclusives between EGS and Steam. Would you pre-order Borderlands 4 on your favorite platform if you knew that would influence exclusivity decisions? So basically, yes, I would, and it would be Steam.
And essentially, it doesn't care. Like that, they would do it even if it influenced whether or not there was going to be an exclusive, which is the assumption is that that's not necessarily in the best interest of the gamer, right? And so, I would pre-order it on this platform if it created exclusivity, and that would be for Steam.
Yeah, okay, so...
As in, they don't care.
But then you could also say no is I don't care either. I think it's
yes or no.
Means
that they would not order it if it...
If it create exclusivity, they would not order it.
Correct.
But on Steam, I would. There's a comma Steam.
Yeah,
this is confusing to me. Me personally,
it is a little confusing.
I'm taking it as the yes is they would buy it and they would be down for exclusivity, or else they would pick no and Steam. In my opinion, if I'm incorrect, it is what it is. But I would move forward with that, and I would find that interesting. Because I would question why is it better to have exclusivity?
It's worse, and it's worse for the consumer. And that's I think that's like the basis of what you're kind of missing here. Like that's the assumption, right? And so if you knew as a consumer it would add exclusivity, which you don't want, would you still pre-order it anyway?
Okay. Well, Chase Berry says make it exclusive to Steam.
Steam, yeah.
To Steam. Let's see some of the comments. I'm down to believe it, but it's just so confused. That's it.
I feel like it makes perfect sense. I'm not gonna lie.
Please, no platform exclusivity.
Yeah. So people don't want the platform exclusivity, and then a lot of these comments are basically how they're toxic, they're a thing of the past. That's what a lot of these things are saying. Yeah. So what people are basically overwhelmingly saying is, I don't care. I don't need it to be exclusive. I just want to be able to get it on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then the second question is basically, no, I wouldn't pre-order it if it means that it's going to do exclusivity problems.
Which makes sense for that to be a higher no for Epic, right?
Yeah.
It makes a lot more sense because they are, the Epic user, I think part of like their avatar and how they see themselves is they are fighting for the rights of the consumer, right? And it's like, okay, and that's fine. That's cool, man. But, you only have so much power when there's dozens of you, So, I mean, I get it, but I think I've said this for a really long time. Exclusivity sucks, and it creates, it's like really used as a crutch for consoles historically to sell their their specific, piece of hardware without it necessarily being better or there being a reason, right? Buying the rights to like Sony having the rights to and buying them for all of their like movie time based games, whether that's Last of Us or any of the other ones that are like super popular. Like that's the main reason why people get a PlayStation these days, right? It's because it's their only opportunity to play that or like the new Metal Gear or you know what I mean? Like it's not. Otherwise, you're screwed. You can't play otherwise. And like that's what Nintendo does. And like I bitch about that too. I don't think it's a good thing. It's bad for the consumer because now what? We need to buy all of these consoles to play all the games that we want to play. Like that obviously sucks. And it's like you can't even necessarily make it based like I can't base my console purchase on what I think is the best value, which in my opinion is probably Xbox with Xbox Game Pass. Right. And so it's like I'm getting screwed no matter what here because of the exclusivity. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not in our best interest, and I wish it would be a thing of the past. But if it can be manipulated to make money, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so we need to have non-exclusivity, and there needs to be cross-platform multiplayer too. That has to be a thing, dude.
When we are looking at like Steam Epic, I'm okay with that. But when you're looking at console, it creates a huge issue when it comes to FPS.
Skill. Okay.
Because now it's controllers at a disadvantage unless you give them a bunch of like basically built-in cheating software for aim assist, etc. I mean, that's just what it is. And so, I feel like that's super goofy and it undermines like any sort of like competitive nature of any game that has console crossplay. Not really up for debate. Like 90% of these games that have it, they're top 100 leaderboards. Like I think Apex, like top 100, like a famous example is like 98 out of the 100 were controller users instead of mouse and keyboard. With that has increased precision. It's just because the power that they give these controller players is monumental for tracking.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking more about games that are on PC, but and these might be minuscule. This might be a minimal amount, but Rocket League.
Yeah.
You play with the controller on PC. So like it makes sense that it's cross-platform.
Absolutely. I think Dark Souls is another one for sure.
Yeah.
No, and then there's a bunch of those games. I don't think it's minuscule at all. I just think like when we look at like shooters, for example, it does create an issue. The other thing that's an issue that probably a lot of people don't think about is anti-cheat. So if you are the Cycle Frontier, for example, circa whenever that game still existed, and you built in, Steam trusted queues, right? That's based on like the length of your Steam account and how much money you had on it, blah, 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 right? So you're in like the trusted queue and you're facing people that are hopefully not cheating. You don't have any VAC bans on your account. Like those level of metrics don't exist on a new platform like Epic. And then what? So now Epic doesn't go into the trusted queue. Then you start to see some issues with compatibility there.
That is a valid point that maybe they should put on their corkboard to figure out, because I think exclusivity is going to get I think it's going to be a thing in the past. And if they want to do stuff like what you just said, the Steam trusted,
there's things that you got to figure out. It's all project dependent, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, just some like weird back end stuff. And listen, I'm 100% for supporting Epic. I do in like 90% of the things that they do and say for the industry. Always sticking up for the little guy, making big waves, helping developers, providing grant money. Unreal Engine pushing the whole entire industry forward single-handedly. Like, trust me, I will suck Epic until the day is dark. But that being said, I just don't see them like continuing to corner market share here. And I think it's just like one of those things, like too little, too late. They also like put in a bunch of daily free games that you can just pick up and put in your library. They essentially like pay the cost for it to the developer, so they still get paid. And on top of all of this is like they also are taking a smaller cut. So it's like if you're a tiny dev team and if it's the only way to try and make your project profitable, I'm glad Epic exists for that specifically, right? It's like okay, they take less money, and maybe they get bonus money because they choose to make it Epic specific, in addition. Okay, like that's cool. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm glad that that exists and that option is there for people. So
I think it would be cool to take that initial cash grab and then maybe like a 1 month or a 2 month exclusivity thing. But then you run into not in like a progress. It's tough because in a game where you make progress and then you're going to be facing people in multiplayer, you have to start at the same time. So I guess what I was about to say kind of it would be defeated by that. But if there was some way to be like, enjoy a little bit of exclusivity, get a cash grab, and then open up the floodgates without making it difficult for people to jump in late, that would be cool too.
I'll tell you what, too. Inviting your friends when you're coming from a different launcher, trying to play games with somebody who has a game on Epic and you're on Steam and etc., is a real pain in the ass that not many people have figured out yet.
It really depends on your on like the game's capability, right? Because that ends up on them. It's like the in-game menu is like, if it's good, then it's fine and it's not an issue. But yeah, if you make that decision, you better also ante up, the time and effort to make that in-game invite solid.
Otherwise, right? Like if we're all on Steam, I could just shift tab. I can click go to friends, and I can click invite right from there. And I'm in my game with my friends.
Or they can even
join if I can't just do that, I'm not playing the game with my friends. I'm just not buying. I'm not playing it. Unless your in-game menu is good, then I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. I don't think it'll get super streamlined. But see, I don't know. I'm not the guy to comment on that because I'm aware. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. So I'm aware that, okay, the process might have 2 extra steps. I understand. I'm okay with that. But the normal consumer is just like, nah, make it the best it can be. So I get that. I'm probably not the person to say that's okay if there's 2 extra steps because I'm always going to be biased like that.
That all being said, if you're pre-ordering any game in 2025, I think you're kind of dumb. I'd like that to be said. I think that's like absolutely crazy.
Especially if it's Borderlands.
Yeah.
Well, I think there are some negative reviews of the movie and stuff, but I think the reviews for Borderlands 4 are supposed to be pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see.
All right.
I've never necessarily been a huge Borderlands guy. I've played them in the past a few times. That kind of humor can be nails on the chalkboard for me. I do like the looter shooter elements of it because that's really what it is at the end of the day. So that feels good and is like a nice chill game. It really just depends. Gotta have good company for it, I think, from like the co-op side of things. So we'll see what BF4 has to offer, but or Borderlands 4 has to offer. But I think they may have put some solid time and effort into this one.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it comes out.
We will see.
What else we got?
All right. Well, we had mentioned some of the stuff about exclusives and how Nintendo takes them to their advantage to get people to buy their systems. So as we know, Switch 2 continuing its meteoric sales numbers. I think it's over 5 million now. But now that so many of these units have been sold, people are starting to use them and play with them, and they're noticing the terrible performance of the Switch 2. Most recently, there was a conducted study done on the LCD screen and display that the Switch 2 uses, and it's noted that it is 10 times slower than a typical gaming monitor and over 100 times slower than an OLED panel, according to the independent tests that are being done. So basically, as we've already known about these things, they are not very built for performance. And even the hardware, such as the monitor being used, massively underperforms typical gaming hardware, making it harder and harder to play the games at high frames and experience a positive experience.
And I'm going to say something here.
Okay, what are you going to say?
Wasn't that the entire point of the Switch 2 coming out? Was that it was going to be better on this front? Like, in a way that felt like a move forward, and yet, all right. I just was checking. I just felt like I needed to double check.
I mean, to me, the biggest question is: are people that are the Switch users complaining about this, or are PC gamers complaining about this? Great question. Yeah. Because if I'm playing Mario Kart or something like that, am I noticing? Am I,
Yeah, I mean, trust me, Nintendo exploits their fan base for their negligence and lack of understanding to make money all the time. Like, and that's fine, but that's the reality. And it's just like, here is a big old chunk of nostalgia for you that you can play while you are not home, despite probably being home all the time.
And also, I'm not trying to give them a pass, but if you think about how slow your monitor is right now, how slow it is, it's not that slow. Times that by 10. It's probably still going to be not that slow.
Yeah, but this is like, I mean, I'd be curious what traditional game monitor is. My game monitor typical. Probably not traditional. Shout out Ben Q. Thank you for the monitor, boys.
So to give you some of the numbies here, they found the Switch 2 returned an average pixel response time of 33 ms at 60 hertz. That's a bit. I mean, that's
every single person in our community is a 1 ms monitor. Every single person. So I like that includes Chuck, and so 33 ms is crazy. I'm just saying, it's not the end of the world. You're not gonna notice it when you're I don't know, playing like I don't know, like the games that exist. We'll just say that.
This is the other fact that I highlighted in my notes, but and this note here, but perhaps most damning of all, Monitors Unboxed found that the original Switch's LCD display from 2017 is actually faster at 21 ms.
That's what I was worried about. So the
tech got worse.
That's what I was worried about. Like, can we compare this? Can we actually just compare this?
But here's, I don't think it's, I know the number is worse, but like, let's say here's the speed.
But the marketing behind the product, right, is the whole point of the Switch 2 existing. We didn't do anything new. We didn't do anything innovative, but here you go.
Yes, they did.
It's bigger, better, faster.
Yeah. Well, hold on.
I'm listening.
Did they say faster, or did they just say bigger and better?
They did.
They said really? Faster. The whole point of all of their marketing was like, this thing's a beast. No, it ain't.
Well, hold on. Is it a fast beast?
Now you're pissing me off.
Well, I'm being dead serious.
They ranted and raved about how much faster it was for performance.
Okay, if they did, then they fucked up, dude.
I've been combing this to see like what the response has been to the graphical quality of the Switch 2. And there's a litany. This was my favorite one, so I saved it. But there's a litany of threads, especially on Reddit and stuff, cooking them on their graphics. So what I'm about to pull up is a screen capture from the Pokemon game on the Switch 2. So it is somebody. The best comment I saw on this was somebody wrote, "It looks like what happens when you get stuck inside a texture in a game, like when you fall through the world. That's the graphical quality that you're seeing on this thing. I mean, is
that a Switch thing or is that a game thing?
It's both, I guess.
Sure.
And on top of that, it's fucking Pokemon, man.
Yeah. Like you don't want realistic grass. You don't want, at least they don't, the Pokemon people, right?
I don't want my game to look like it was drawn in MS Paint in 2025, Slum.
Yeah, but you're not playing.
Look at this. I could draw this in Paint right now.
But you're not playing Pokemon. You're not playing this game.
I think Pokemon Go has better graphics than this. I'm going to be honest. The overlay on your screen, on your phone, I think looks better than this.
That shit is whack. And that's fine.
It's terrible.
Did this game get made for the Switch 2 or is the Switch 2 compatible?
I think it's just Switch 2 compatible.
I mean, it's ugly. It's ugly. That's a fact.
Yeah, it's ugly.
You know, I'm curious when they actually launch like a title that is good and exciting outside of Mario Kart. Like, I didn't need Mario Kart 27. No, I mean, like, they do within their own context. Not for me, they don't.
Yeah, agreed.
But you know, they're gonna. I think they're putting out like a Donkey Kong game, like a real one, at some point, which I think they're pretty pogged up about. Like that'll be a premier title, and then we'll see what that game looks like, how it runs, looking the way it looks. You know, I think like that'll be the real first test because I don't think Mario Kart's a great test.
And I mean Smash. right?
Well,
Isn't
I don't
that
know
a
the
big
last time
Nintendo
they came out
game?
with one of those, but it's been a long time.
I know that's
brother.
probably one of their biggest, like,
They don't give a
competitive
shit about that
main.
No,
What?
nope. Nintendo goes super out of their way to not only not support any of the esports side of things for any Smash game, but they
Really?
actively shut them down from time to time.
That's the only thing they have
undermine
going.
like the ability of like people to do anything in the scene in a meaningful way. Yeah, they don't give a shit, dude.
That's crazy.
2018 is the last Super Smash
Out of
Brothers.
all the games
7
to like
years.
capture competitiveness and like be in public and live events, like
Great
that's
fighting
one.
game.
That's one of the big ones,
Yeah.
and they don't even like. That's
No support,
crazy.
and they never have, and they've really just like shit on the people who have been in that scene for 2 decades. Brutal.
That's absurd. All right, so they promoted the Switch was going to be super fast, super good looking, big and powerful, and yet
There
the
are some
consensus
metrics
is
that are not all of the metrics, but some of the metrics are worse than the last model. Yes.
it looks like dog shit and it's slow.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
the
much.
It
consensus
looks like
right
dog
now.
shit. It plays like dog shit.
And God forbid you use a third-party application or something, they'll
we'll
break the
turn
damn
that
thing
piece
and it
of
won't even
shit
work
into a
anymore.
shit brick.
Then it's really a paperweight.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't think the Switch people care about this, dude, but
They don't.
We'll see. They already sold 5 million
It sold
units,
5
you
million
said.
copies. It's
Crazy.
the fastest grossing sales of all time. It's breaking records. It's going to
Crazy.
sell
Why it gets made.
more of these things than anybody has ever sold. It's crazy. So yeah, they don't care.
Nope.
You know what?
So why
we
would they
need to-
change? Why would they get better? They're not going to get better. They're just going to keep
They
selling.
did get better. This Switch 2 is better. Quote unquote.
Complacency is a hell of a drug.
Better. You know what we need to? Can we take note on aside from the Switch? I think the Switch has gotten a lot of talk about.
I
on
just
this
would like to
podcast.
point out how absolutely clairvoyant I am when it comes to Nintendo and their bullshit. I just want to say this was the most foreseeable shit. All right, go ahead.
It's unfortunate, you know, because man,
Yeah,
like
the things I predict are all negative, and they all
You
end
know-
up happening, dude. I know.
what-
Trust
you know
me.
you know what Nintendo is in like an analogy form? It's like the guy, it's like the sports player that you grew up looking up to and respected,
Mhm.
and he's just getting old and fat, and
It's worse
He's
than
like-
that, dude.
It's like
It's Mark
David
McGuire.
Hasselhoff.
No, it's Mark
he's
McGuire.
an asshole.
I grew up liking Mark McGuire. Cardinals would be in Florida for spring training. Very cool. Look up to the guy. Home run, like the race versus Ken Griffey Jr. and Sammy Sosa, and he's banging the paint, brother.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then you meet him in a
Mhm.
Starbucks one day, and I'm a little kid, and he's a fucking asshole.
What
and
did
then-
you think he?
I just said hi. He's a
Did
fucking
you think he was
asshole.
gonna throw you his jersey, dude? Like in that commercial?
Hey, mister. That one? Hey, mister. No, man. I just want to say hi. Holy shit. He was an asshole. And then
Yeah.
he got popped for PEDs. He was
Yeah, I was just-
juicing.
That's
I
fine.
was
That's
just
probably the
gonna
coolest
say-
thing about him, though.
Oh, my God, dude.
You have to realize that he was probably an asshole because he was on a plethora of substances that alter
Yeah,
your
man.
mood.
All the good shit, dude.
Yeah, the fucking
Anavar,
trend
Trenbolone.
D-ball
Oh,
stack was
dude.
going crazy. and he was
Dude,
like,
yes.
I'm going to fuck this little kid up. That's what
Oh
happened.
my
It's
god.
bullshit.
I would love to see you, little Markstrom, just go up to this guy and
Hey,
just get
mister.
absolutely shit on. He just opens his coffee and throws it in your face.
Just, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so good, dude.
What did I tell you about making my latte extra foamy, Todd?
But that's really what that's what Nintendo is. It's just like you're not making the correct decisions. You're not caring about your fans, like little Markstrom coming up to you in Starbucks. It's just
Is what it is.
that's Nintendo now,
Shame.
man. It's unfortunate. Anyway, Nintendo's got way too much to talk about on this podcast in the past 3 weeks, but
Yeah.
That's what happens when you sell 5 million units. So you're all
I
over
mean,
the place on the
respect.
internet streets.
respect for the movement of product.
We love a
On
moving unit.
on the side of that, can we please take note, Abe, to stay up to date on any Oculus Quest talk, please.
Okay.
Any new Oculus Quest? Because me and the guys got back into Oculus Quest 2, which is not the newest one. 3 and 3S are the newest one. But apparently the 4 might be coming out next year, and man, I am addicted. I'm addicted to Oculus.
So the Oculus
Dude.
has no cord. Is that correct?
No cord.
That's nice.
Battery life is absolutely shit unless you stay plugged in.
I need
The
no wires.
pass-through, dude, the pass-through on the 3
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
So, and just to entertain this off-topicness, the whole thing about the Quest 3 was supposed to be MR. There's VR, there's your virtual reality, and then there's MR, which is mixed reality.
Mm-hmm.
So they made the pass-through, meaning you can have your headset on and still see everything. They made it beautiful.
Nice.
Cameras are great, color, all this stuff. Now, if you think about the possibilities of that, playing with your friends, inviting your friends into the room, playing, I know it might sound silly, but playing like D&D tabletop shit with you see everyone's avatar around the table, like that's dope. That
really dope.
They were supposed to really go ham on MR. Apparently, the support on MR is kind of falling behind, and it's just all VR, which is fine because I'm just big into golf on VR right now. But anyway,
Oculus is Meta. Is that Meta now? Is it the Meta Quest?
Meta Quest. Sorry, yes, Meta Quest 2. The Meta Quest 3. If you don't have a Quest, the Meta Quest 3, definitely go snag it. If you have the 2, no need to upgrade. It just ain't there yet. But the 4 apparently is going to be.
What they say?
Awesome. It's going to have better pass through. It's going to have more support. This is what they're saying. And hopefully better battery life, dude. And look, I know you don't want cords, which is great. And then I know like the joystick gets you a little wonky when you have to move with joystick. So like a game like golf, I know you're not a golfer, but where you just chill and you just kind of do your thing, and it's awesome, man. It's very therapeutic, and I love it. I'm a big fan of the Quest. So let's stay up to date on the Quest.
Looks like they're partnering with Game Pass too, and you can play Game Pass games on
Look at that.
the Quest 3. Yeah, at least that's what they're showing here with Sea of
This
Thieves.
was apparently a flop.
Really?
The Game Pass, the Xbox collab was apparently a flop. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't.
What are the titles? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I mean,
how many titles do we got?
I'm not sure on that, but I did listen to a review saying it wasn't as many, and there's just no support there. Like,
Right.
and there's no fun exclusives. There's no like, they're just shit games almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
That had a
wasn't as
little
heavy
VR
hitting.
port action, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll put it on the Game Pass."
yeah.
Alright.
Well, and to add to this too, I'm looking at the price. I mean, that's the same price as a goddamn Switch 2. So why spend the money on the Switch 2 when you can get the Quest 3?
That's what I'm saying.
I look at that price and I'm like, it's a great price if you don't have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's and I know the machine. It's awesome.
Mhm.
Big fan of the machine. So like I'm all that. I think that's a great price. The 3S, it's a little bit downscaled, is like $299 right now. I don't know. All the way to the right. I don't know exactly what is. Look, Epic Gaming. So there's a
$299 if you $399 if you get the 256 gigabyte version.
So the 3S is like, this was supposed to be a cheaper version and have more of like the Epic game or the whatever. The Epic
there's an
thing is.
integration, it looks like, with the 3S Xbox 360 edition,
Yeah, there you go.
which is sold out actually. So
But dude, love it. I'm a big fan of this. So if we could stay in the loop on this, if we hear anything new,
Yeah.
I'd love to hear about it. And
Yeah. I enjoyed my VR. I'd like to get back in there at some point, but I think when I bought in, it was the Index, and it just is not there. Just not quite.
I mean,
there.
when you bought in, that was and potentially still is the best
Yeah.
console
Right.
VR. Like they have the best controllers. They have like nunchucks or whatever they call it, knuckles.
The Nucks. The Nucks
Yeah,
are nice.
definitely. And at that
The
time,
Nucks are
and
nice.
I'm
The
not too
sensor's
informed.
nice. The headset is
Yeah.
heavy,
Yeah,
and the cords suck.
cords suck.
Cords
In
suck,
general,
and I
cords suck.
did all the extra steps.
I
and
know you
I
did.
had it hanging from the ceiling, and
You might need a track too. You know, not just
I hear
one
you.
point. You need a track.
I hear you.
And just walk around. That'd be fire.
My next one's not gonna have cords, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, correct. You're right. Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But again, like I also get motion sick if it doesn't have like I can do teleport, no problem. I can teleport around all day, but smooth motion, I'm dying.
Smooth motion is when you joystick and move,
you
right?
Just move forward with it, like you're hitting W on a keyboard.
So you could, I mean, dude, to be honest, you could draw out a boundary in your backyard with the Quest, and you could like move around far as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't even have to do motion. You can just move.
That's nice.
Yeah,
you know how much dog shit I can step in, dude.
That's okay.
Let's go.
What are you playing? It might be immersive. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. If I'm playing
Pokemon.
Yep.
I smell Bohemia.
Oh my gosh. What else we got, Abe? Let's keep it going.
This was awesome. The story that I found. So over in China, they've been working with AI, and they have held a competition with 4 Chinese universities where they each were to create completely AI controlled robots that played 3-on-3 soccer.
Sick, dude. And that reminds me of right off the rip. And I know
BattleBots.
BattleBots, bro.
BattleBots.
I feel like that was everyone's favorite watch, like growing up, dude. Let's go. Look at these guys.
This is sick. I'll play this with sound. Here we go.
So they are.
Stop. That guy did not stop, dude.
All right, we got pause. We're getting DMCA'd right now. I don't know why you're playing this music.
Oh yeah,
turn that off.
I didn't. Gonna be honest with you, I didn't realize it had that much music on it. I thought it was
blasting.
Dude,
right off the rip for the listener, one of the robots fell over immediately, and they brought out a stretcher.
Yeah, we'll start it over without
That's
the
crazy.
He falls, he's jittering, he falls, and they're like, oh yeah, injury, dude.
That's so good. That's so good.
So these are operated by people, clearly.
Are they?
No, that's the rules state.
I see. They're just
it
doing their
seems like
thing.
they're trying to catch their balance.
Completely AI based. They're not allowed. They're only controlled by AI. There's no external communication or control.
We got
zero human
dire.
interaction.
Yeah, but
they're
just walking into each other.
The ball's that
but
way.
Here's the
this
thing.
is kind of like watching like U5. You know what I'm saying? Like this is really reminiscent. A bunch of 5-year-olds out there just schmanging it, dude.
They are. It's almost like they. Damn. Oh, he just face planted.
I've never.
It's almost like they had some requirements though for these companies.
Go.
These are Chinese universities. So these are all universities over. I don't remember if it's.
No, I mean like the form factor.
The parameters of the physical being.
Yeah, because they're very similar. Like they got boots, the same exact feet.
Yeah.
The heads are
it's
slightly
in the programming,
different.
I think, is where they.
Yeah, I think that's where the universities.
Yeah, but
impacted it.
That's great, but also like, I guess that's kind of the thing is like, yeah, obviously, if we wanted to build a superior robot, he probably wouldn't look like a human. It'd probably be something else. But just for shits and gigs,
bot, bro, for sure.
Sure, just for shits and gigs in a soccer match, let's make them resemble humans and let's see what we could do.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
The final was between Tsinghua University and China Agriculture University, which saw Tsinghua win 5-3.
There it is, close match.
I guess they? I mean, was it like mind blowing? Any of these? They kind of look silly.
Oh, it's all silly from what I've seen, all the clips of it.
Were you expecting like a bicycle kick at some point?
I was expecting Boston Dynamics type shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
I hear you.
But I mean, they're universities, I guess, so they're not there yet.
I'm sure the budget was reined in, and they had to work within the parameters.
Yeah.
We'll see, though.
Little do we know, this was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and they were like, "Okay, you can release it now."
Well, the footage was so old looking.
Yeah. This is cool, dude. I like it. I like fun stuff like this. And to be honest, the stretcher thing, that's a point for China, man. The humor,
100%.
that is
absolutely hilarious. Yeah, that was my favorite part.
Was not like, it's little things like that. So I'm glad that there's some funny people over there too. It's not all just super serious. That's freaking hilarious. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
China number 2.
What else you got, Abe?
All right. Well, this is good news for everyone out there that stinks. So if you smell bad, I've got good news for you in the way of new technologies, because there has been a new deodorant essentially that has been created known as Pladio. It's been created in South Korea. And what it essentially is it's a plasma device that, and I'll bring it over here. It's a plasma device that you hold under your armpit, and it creates essentially a suction to your, like a silicone gasket that creates like a gap and a suction effect. And then it starts producing ionized gas, which creates a reaction that kills odor causing bacteria that are typically found in your armpit. So a normal cycle is 1.5 minutes, but if you're particularly stinky, you can run it for up to 3 minutes by pressing the button twice. And the device is reported that it's killing 99% of the odor causing bacteria and reducing the smell that those cause significantly. So 94% of participants reported a significant reduction or complete elimination in odor, and the device killed over 90% of the targeted bacteria populations.
So Slum's like a 9-minuter then.
Yeah, but I have questions.
I'm listening.
Do you apply this in the morning? Do you apply this after you stink? How often do you apply?
I think it's kind of like a
twice
bagel
each
bite,
day.
dude.
Yeah, it's twice each day. So I believe it would probably, I mean, it doesn't
morning
say
and
when
evening.
they're doing it. I would assume in the morning and maybe like mid-afternoon, late afternoon kind of thing.
I'd rather this you stick this under your armpit and it just fries all the pores. Just closes them. You know?
You're trying to
that doesn't kill the bacteria though. That doesn't remove the stink.
You're trying to like bubble it over like burnt cheese.
I don't know how to interpret that. I'm just trying to you're just adding more deodorant base. I know it's not deodorant, it's actually frying bacteria, but you're applying it, applying it, just like deodorant.
No,
I'd rather
it holds next to your skin, and the gas that like juices into you kills the
correct. But it's the act of applying. I mean,
here's my biggest issue.
Okay,
I wear deodorant just as much, if not more so, to not be sweaty all the time.
Yeah, so you use it as an antiperspirant.
Yeah, antiperspirant doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I have a video apparently from the video. So let's see.
I use Degree, something with Degree.
That's part of your problem.
Come on, dude. That's a good brand. Okay. I mean, this thing, the form is...
You either Old Spice or it's not nice, brother.
I've had the Old Spice, the gel type shit. I know they have chalk as well, but the gel never works for me. So
the extra strength Swagger.
Yeah.
I have used that for, I don't know, since it came out 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro. Ride or die.
The blue one? The blue stick?
But you're
no.
Oh, I use the blue
gel.
one.
Blue is gel as well. But also, you do not sweat or secrete nearly as much as me.
I absolutely sweat as much as anyone.
Anyone? That's a wide range. It's a wide range. I knew one of my old buddies would sweat through a winter coat, dude. Pit stains on a winter coat. In the winter. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Never seen anything like that before.
The fact you have to clarify in the winter is crazy.
Great, bro. Insane sweat capabilities. Not everyone is the same when it comes to sweating. I use clinical Degree, and I still sweat, and I don't think I stink. No one tells me I stink, but I still sweat. I'm a sweaty guy, dude.
I don't think they're targeting you though for this. Like, I think there's a lot of people that also have I think there's a lot of metals in common deodorants that cause discomfort for some folks too. Yeah, there's a lot of aluminum. Some people don't sweat a whole lot, and their primary concern is just to reduce any odor that's caused, and it's really the bacteria breaking down the fatty acids and stuff that are found in your sweat that cause the odor. So this device destroys the bacteria, preventing the odor without the need of actually applying anything under your arm.
Yeah, why don't you just destroy the capability to sweat?
I don't know if you can do that as easily without hurting yourself.
It's called Botox.
You can do that, but you ready for the problem there?
Yeah.
You sweat because your body is warm.
Mm-hmm.
And if you block those pores or prevent them from sweating, you're going to do it elsewhere.
Yeah,
from your body.
that's fine. You Botox the armpits and the ass crack. That's it.
Where is it coming from then at that point? I mean,
your face, your tits, your arms, just not the pits, not the crack. Bro, I wasn't able to wear sweatpants in high school because I would get up and I'd have fucking sweat crack stain. And bro, I always been a crack sweater, dude. Always. So Botox the pits, Botox the Schwammy says Botox the gooch, Botox the pits, the crack, and the gooch, and then sweat wherever else. Why does it matter? Sweat wherever else. And that's it. So like if that thing could just
this guy like he's reliving a traumatic memory.
It got me so hard.
Bro.
You don't understand how hard high school was for me,
bro.
I couldn't wear sweatpants with my ass.
I wanted to wear sweats. I was in that area of like not super confident, and you know, so like I wanted to wear
people commenting on your sweaty crack, dude? Like,
no,
was there
but
a bad...
I knew it.
You knew
it was
all right.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, and you could see it.
Oh
yeah.
my god!
How do you see
no one was
your
commenting
ass crack, man?
What? How do I see it?
If sweating in your pants is
when
cool,
you go to the bathroom and you're peeing, and then you turn around, and you see that mirror, and you're like, "What the fuck is that?" I'm like, "Did I shit myself? I didn't shit myself. No, I sweat through my boxers and my sweatpants." So that's why you will never see me in light colored. You'll always see me with a sweat crack stain, but it's hard to see because I only wear black.
There it is.
That's it, dude. That's all I can do.
All right.
Except on a day like today, I got the polo on. But
God,
that's so. This is cool, I guess.
Listen,
this is
we appreciate you knowing that this is a safe space.
That's good. Well, thank you for allowing me to go there, dude.
I didn't realize you had all that going on. I'm sorry. You know, I feel sorry that you had to go through all that because that does sound rough.
I sweat tremendously and I secrete olive oil like it's no one's business.
Yeah. I hear you.
It is what it is. You know what, dude? I look at it as if it's a stat sheet. You know, your character stats.
Yeah.
I got a lot of good ones.
Yeah, you low roll a
and
few.
Fortunately, the bad ones, I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
I sweat. Whatever.
Everyone sweats.
Yeah.
Well, and what's an extra chromosome? Who cares? That's bonus.
Oh, well, I don't think that's on my character sheet, but
bonus,
if you
bro.
say so.
No problem.
I think that we probably got to end it there, dude. On such a high note there.
That is a high note.
So this Friday, huh? We got what do we got this Friday, Markstrom?
Yeah, man. It's 4th of July and FBF. It's gonna be a great combo. Gonna be enjoying some bevs, playing some games, enjoying media share with everybody. Try not to blow my fingers off. I think I'm gonna do some fireworks in the studio. We'll see how it goes. We also
you will not do that. You will not, dude.
You think I only got snakes and sparklers over here? What kind of a fireworks stand you think I'm running?
I just take you as a not necessarily a square, but something very like a rhombus.
Someone with common sense.
No.
All right.
No.
I don't think it's a bad thing that you're not someone that people would set off fireworks inside. I think that's probably a good thing.
I'm not saying he's a square. Just very closely related shape.
Yeah, it's my fucking head. I get it, bro. Relax. I'm a Minecraft character. I get it. Sure. And then next week, and we will be fitting in plugged beforehand, so we'll talk about it again then. But teaser McGeezer, starting on the 10th of July, we're gonna be live for an entire week of banging every single day, 12 hours a day, and maybe a little after dark too. On
After Dark,
Markstrom X College Football Christmas in July. 35% off gifted the entire time. Loads of incentives. We got a menu cooked up, and it's going to be a kick-ass. Can I get a Go Gator?
Go Gator.
Go Gator.
This is the swamp.
Yes, it is.
Dude, this is the swamp ass.
Work
That's
those
should be the
sweatpants
episode
silly,
title.
slum.
Oh gosh. That is gonna be awesome. And
Yeah, buddy.
After dark will be cool too, because I've been able to kind of relax a little after dark.
That's
and
nice.
if you're live after dark, dude, I'm gonna be in there relaxing and fucking enjoying.
I'll even tell you how that works. Every so many subs, and they do roll over every day. So every so many subs, that night will unlock an after dark. We'll just full send it. So you're looking,
love that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna convince Stan in chat here with us to purchase the new one, because he actually bought his PS5 for the last one, and we only played like one time together. So I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna make sure that he recops 26, and we'll full send it. It's gonna be good.
Full send, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait. All that at twitch.tv/Markstrom.
Yes, sir.
Right? Boom, baby. Sometimes I forget if the TV was dropped on the Twitch, but it was dropped. Abe, how about you, dude? What's up? What's going? Any fun stuff this week for the 4th of July holiday?
Well, I'm hopefully going to be having some time to tune in for the FBF on 4th of July, because I love FBF. It's one of my favorite events that he does every month. So I'd love to help moderate that, as I usually do too. And then the stuff with next week with the Christmas in July, that's basically a birthday present for me. So I really appreciate that. The timing of that is wonderful.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
So when I have the time, I'll be tuning in to watch everything, and that is of course over at twitch.tv/Markstrom.
Let's do a I might be speaking out of turn here. Maybe on the one thing that we talked about on the incentives or the menu,
Which one?
where there is participation.
Okay.
Maybe we could figure out some type of giveaway too. If you'd be interested in doing that, I'd be interested in helping out with something like that if we could figure something out.
I think that's the winner. Plan, no?
If it's already the plan, amazing. All right, cool
plan, bro.
All right, let's go. Well, then, how about that giveaway, boys? Be ready. So we have come to that time of the show. Would you kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel? If you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? Press the bell, and also share this channel with your friends, with everyone in your DMs, with your mom, your dad, the cat, the dog on the couch, the fish in the fishbowl. And make sure they press the bell too, because they might be scrolling and they might see us, and they might see that China soccer game and be like, oh my God, I'm glad to see that their AI sucks and our AI is much better, even though that's probably not the case. It truly does help when you share this channel. It means a lot to us. And again, I wouldn't ask you to do anything that I don't do myself. We try to bring the amazing time that we have to as many people as we can every Wednesday. And it means a lot that you guys show up and share this channel. So thank you. I have one last thing that I'm a bit rusty, so forgive me for... we do this show every Wednesday, unless Markstrom has a baby, Abe goes on vacation, and now, if I have a baby or go on vacation. And we truly do appreciate you guys showing up. So thank you very much for that.
I get to go on vacation.
This is...
Damn it, dude.
You got something coming up. It's on the menu. Good,
right.
Which is going to be awesome, dude. That's exciting. Good for you. Yes. So it truly means a lot that you guys show up. Thank you very much. And until next, this has been another wonderful episode of the Plug Podcast, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Deuces.